Apprentice now, Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome! It is time to continue my discussion on the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons 5ed D&D. Alright, well, where we left off, we were talking about the rewards your characters can gain, and most of the time that comes in the form of treasure, gold, jewels, magic items. But we began to talk about other types of things. Let's talk about marks of prestige. So marks of prestige, I talked about the basics of them, that they are things that someone will give you in place of treasure. Things that are great for the society you're in and reflecting your inclusion into it and the great heroics and actions you've done for it. So let's talk about some of the different ones your characters can receive. First off is a letter of recommendation. Now, a letter of recommendation is basically a promise that someone that perhaps has employed your characters or your characters have helped out wants to give them and does not have the money to give them. It's a kind of folio, a case, a scroll case with documentation that's signed or sealed with a specific person's seal. This is effectively a way in for your players to talk to another important NPC, one that it would be difficult for them to meet. Perhaps some kind of Duke, Baron, or a king themselves that your characters would not have been able to meet or get an audience with before. Now they have this letter of recommendation which allows them to go and meet them and discuss things with them, go and do missions, help them out perhaps. There is lots of possibilities for a reason for the letter of recommendation to have been given to their characters and the effects that's going to have on the overall adventure. This is also a way for them to get away from some certain problems. When they would meet authorities, perhaps the authorities would wish to detain them for their own actions or because of the society they're in, and this letter of recommendation would be like, ooh, look, I'm important. You can ignore me for now. I'm going to go meet the king. It's also important to note that this letter here only holds as much sway as the person that gave it to you. If the person's not important, it's not important. That's the only problem with it. Now, although they can be fashioned from gold and have precious jewels in them, metals are often worth more than these materials in and of themselves. They're a reflection that you have done something great for some society or some individual, and they've rewarded this. If you are in a position where someone may recognize the metal that you are wearing upon you, they are instantly gaining respect against you. They instantly recognize the importance of the person that you are. These are oftentimes rewarded to someone for great acts of heroism or doing something in the name of some person or group or even some kingdom. Different medals reflect different activities you've done. If you helped lead victory in a war, then you're going to get a different medal than having defeated the great dragon which was plaguing a land. Medals have no in-game effect other than that NPCs that see it will react in a different way than if they had not seen it. If you're marked as a great hero of some kind of war, then if you're in an area of that winning side of that war, and you have your medal reflecting that you helped them win, then you might find free room, board, drinks from certain people, because you are the great hero which helped lead them to victory against their enemies. So you can see it does have an effect, it's just going to be more a in-world effect rather than a game mechanical effect. Now, Parcel of Land can be given. Basically an area that your character that's being given this parcel effectively has lease over. Most of the time, a ruling body or a particular ruler will still, in fact, own the land that they're basically giving the parcel to, the land that they're parceling out to the PCs, but they're effectively letting them lease it. The reason for this connection in this way is to make sure that the PCs know if they do something against this ruler or against their effectively kingdom that they're in, the land can be taken away from them. It's only being leased to them. Now, depending on the size of this parcel, it might still have farms or villages already on it. If this is the case, you're now in charge of those farms and villages, and not only are you expected for the normal duties for looking after them, you're expected to probably levy taxes and to take care of any defenses of it. You're also free to build on the parcel as you see fit. But again, there comes with that important duty of protecting the parcel of land that you've been given. If it comes to inheritance, and you still have ownership, or at least lease of this parcel, your family and the inheritance will pass to those that you have deemed worthy. The only thing is that if you're selling it off or trading it, you will need the permission of the ruling council or the ruler of the entire land in order for you to do this. And this is, again, even if they gave you actual ownership of it, which most of the time they don't. This is actually a fine gift to a PC that might have an ultimate goal of settling down somewhere or creating a family legacy. This is a great way for them to do that. Now, also, you can get special favors from important NPCs. This is effectively, I'm promising I'm going to do something for you at another point in time. Depending on the alignment of the NPC that you're getting a favor from, depends on the forms that they're usually willing to take. This is best a reward that if the PCs see the individual that's granting the special favor as trustworthy and will, in fact, they believe that they will give them the favor in the end, then it is a great gift to them. And of course, then again, you do have to look to the NPC's alignment in particular as to what they'll be willing to do. Now, a politically powerful person in a society could give a special right to your PCs. This could be anything from allowing them to carry weapons around in public areas of great cities without being questioned, to things like being able to kill enemies of the state without guards or authorities questioning them, especially if it can be easily proven that they are enemies of the state. You'll be provided with some sort of special document that will be used to show to all those that would question your right to do these things, and to show them that I indeed have been granted this special right in order to do what I'm doing. This right could even be getting free room and board wherever you travel, to commissioning militia. Special rights last as long as the legal document you have says they last, or until the party that gave them to you revokes them. Which of course could occur if you kind of proved yourself unworthy of the right that you've been given. Now, another thing that can be granted is a stronghold, some kind of structure of defensive nature. This could be anywhere from the middle of a town to a tower in the middle of a town to a fortification somewhere deep in the wilds of the kingdom. Traditionally, seasoned adventurers that have proven their unwavering loyalty to a certain NPC with political force are granted these sort of things. To a baron, a lord, a king themselves, and you've proven yourselves great, powerful, and worthy, they will oftentimes award something like this. Now, you will govern your fortification how you see fit, but again, this is another one that it is still the property of the crown or the council. Should you prove disloyal or unworthy of the gift in your rulership and control of this fortification, you can easily be replaced. Someone else could be put in charge of it. Usually as an additional reward as part of this entire thing, the one that is rewarding you the fortification, the stronghold, will oftentimes give some amount of money for maintenance fees for a period of time that allow you to maintain the building. This is a structure that will require a good amount of maintenance over the time period, and this is by month. So they will say, we will give you 6 months worth of maintenance for the building, then it is up for you to pay the maintenance. And once again, that is another test of you that you can maintain this building afterwards. Now, particularly powerful political figures oftentimes can give out titles to other ones. These titles can be anything from a title of being some sort of knight, to a duke, a baron, some form of lord. A title such as this oftentimes comes with a parcel of land, similar to parcel of lands I talked about earlier, but in this, in fact, it has a little bit more to that. This is in addition to that parcel of land, you've got this title also. And you as a PC or any kind of character can hold more than one title. There is the possibility of that occurring. It is also important to note that titles are passed down to your children, so it is an inherited thing that you will pass on to your bloodline. Once you gain the title, you're also expected to act in a certain manner, a manner befitting the title that you've been granted. If you are an earl of an area, you must act with the regal and grace of an earl, at least as what is expected within the kingdom that you are within. Titles can be stripped away if your loyalty or your actions go against the principles of the country that you are within. But that's it for today. So, I went over a number of marks of prestige you can receive in order to, as gifts or rewards for your actions. It doesn't always have to be treasure. It can just be something that will help out characters, help you out overall. And these things can be great. They can be interesting. They can be things that your characters desire. And they take many forms, as I talked about today. Now, I still have one more I want to talk about, which is what I'm going to start with next time. And then I'm going to talk about epic boons. And hopefully we'll start moving into you, as a game master, running the game. We now have some world setting. We have our NPCs. We have our treasure. Now it's time for you to actually start to run the game as the game master. And hopefully we'll start diving into that next time. But I hope you're having a great day. If you have any awesome stories about rewards your characters got that didn't take the form of gold, treasure, or silver, titles, reward, land, strongholds, things like that, let me know in the comments below. But until the next time, I bid you farewell.